wonderful creators. Once you start to realize that everything in the universe is already timed, is pre-planned, is being set in perfection, in a huge architectural organization, then we can realize that the return home is right here on the planet. So many are looking or longing to return home. Well, that's actually very easy and simple, is rising your vibration into the home that is residing on the planet, as the planet is moving into its original purpose, its original access position. It is returning into living light, breaking free from anything debris. And as it is turning into that particular position that is needed for all the other planets, galaxies, universal alignments, then our alignment need to match that. So if we are looking at anything or thinking about dimensions, we are already transitioning from fifth into sixth dimension, and it's actually the bridge between the sixth and the seventh dimension that makes you vibrate inside out, where you feel your cells turning into living light cells, what I term light particles. These particles become light waves, and you start to unify with all the teams of light, with all the galaxies, with all universes, into the beyond, because we are all eternal beings. So the hardest bridge is actually between the sixth dimension and the seventh dimension. Why? Because in the seventh dimension, you actually become untouchable by debris, density, negativity, emotions, because the entire emotional body that is tied to every experience you may have had during this lifetime contains anything, termed negativity, debris, fear levels, resistances, stubbornness. All that stuff needs to be deleted in order to feel the vibrations, the vortexes of the planet rising in its purpose. And so our vortex can be aligned in the first place through the planet. Anything planetary, eternal ley lines, eternal links, eternal vortexes going under the earth, the sea level, the levels under the sea even need to be aligned to our body for us to rise like one pillar of light into the next cycle that moves actually beyond the old DNA system. So here the DNA with its 12, 13 pairs of strands is transitioning into a higher acceleration. So when we accelerate our own vortex in the purified realms, we need to know that our light environment, our light body, our equipment into ascension actually is available to everybody. It's a matter of working with all 12 universes that are all the 12 ways in the I Am Presence. The I Am Presence moving into the omnipresence opens the gate to the higher 10 spheres of light on the tree of life. So they make up the entire alphabet. If we skip just one way and we do not put in the work, do not take the responsibility to work with all the ways of creation. I've been explaining that in my former video, the tree of life and the movement into that new vortex that opens everything, because we are crystalline beings returning into a crystalline embodiment, and thus releasing the carbonized essence. That requires quite some work. Yes, it does, and it takes responsibility, but everybody can actually do it when aligning to the elements, the Elohim, every single part of this universe, and working with it, we transform our elements with the elements that are available. And I'm not talking actually about the 5 first elements, like, you know, the ethers, the water in the body, the earth, and the air, and the fire engine. These are requested to being seen as transformative essences. And then we move into incorporating some elements, and elements that can be a flower, that can be a tree, that can be just anything that is also moving synchron with the repair, especially of the animal kingdom, because the animal kingdoms are massively important to the planet, massively important to co-create with. So the repair here from the killing fields into the collaborative planes of existence with all the animal kingdoms will provide us with a huge portal of knowledge, intelligence, wisdom. So here the body refines itself, and it actually moves more and more with living light particles. Once we start to turn our actual ascension into living light, that is the origin, we move with everything that is eternal vibrations, and thus that can go from the nucleus in the vortexes of the wings of fire into the wings of power, and that opens with the nucleus of the earth that remained intact through all the ages, and that still offers the complete repair because it is happening right now. So moving your meditation in the purification of the higher light units, actually units of energies, are designs, are geometrical patterns, are numbers, are essences, like the elements we can work with to assist us. A sea level, a South Pacific Sea can bring jet streams of transformation in the body when the body has been prepared to open up to that. So it's actually a great must to be aligned to that new tree of life and new light body in order to move into the celestial universes, white light purification. That is really the biggest light pillar we can incorporate in order to transition everything from within. And then you start to, when you start to feel the vortexes, you move in the celestial universal bodies. Then you work with it on a daily level, you purify, you work with all the 12 ways, you invite combinations, you work with universal technologies available to all of us as well. It's a matter of tapping into it or opening up the next level where your particular essence vibrates to the highest or can accelerate, and so you get your own data, your own information, as we are all data antennas, and that particular antenna is really truly very unique. So once we rise from 6 into 7, you will have all the universal support you can ever dream of. You can just manifest anything, and that opens, of course, new light on earth, new light changing all the businesses on earth, all the economics are changing. Every, perspective we had about light is vanishing. It's opening up living light paradigms, and that can go very, very fast because you will feel the circulation, the movement, the vortex, your own wishes and dreams manifesting in the crystalline white transparent grids that open up billions of, call it, grids that set into the body. So working from one day into the other, from 1 week into the other, from 1 month into the other, in 1 year time, you transition massively. It's a matter of putting in the work. And I do understand not so many people are willing to do the work. Most just want to open their eyes, but the divine says no, you gotta do the work. Many will want to open the ears and channel information from the highest level. The divine will say no, you need to go to the crystallization first. Many want to speak the word of the divine, manifest through the spoken word. The divine will say no, you need your celestial crystalline embodiment first in order to move with planet Earth, that is purifying very, very fast. Reason for the massive changes here. So anything residing in the old lower fields of consciousness and not rising into divine will consciousness, because free will has nowhere to go. It's tied to ego, it's tied to the old bird sections that killed the body rather than made it and lifted up into pure passion, new aspirations, new creations, co-creations with every living light sentient being on this planet. So yes, it does take some work moving from a white body into the blue body, into the great central sun that has been repaired, that opens up a huge level of flow, and having the I am present work with all the ways into the lavender, the red, the orange, the blue, the green. Everything needs that knowledge, working with the golden alchemy, the golden arc, the golden drip that transitions the cells into a new system or a new cycle from the DNA into that cycle, that in which you become living light waves, and where you will see from the inside out. And then there's that third eye, that pineal gland that flows with the capstone, the golden capstone of creations, opening up with the pituitary gland, opening up with the eternal gate, that is the amygdala rising the eternal flame, the eternal spiral into the immortal spirals, and that is the exactitude actually from of the omnipotent universe, rising beyond all that falseness and information that is the void. There is no such thing as a void, there is just creation and seeing from the inside out. So looking or working with the black omnipotent universe is the highest level, most powerful, that opens up billions of colors that, and essences and technologies and geometrical patterns, other light, many light codes. So working with one light code a week, transforming that to the brain, to the heart, the high heart, other glands in the body, the blood circulation, the skeletal structure needs to crystallize, and that is quite painful at times. But if we think, then we started off with a red bone marrow, and that turned into yellow bone marrow when aging. So the entire aging procedures are moving out of the body, and thus the entire bone marrow needs to transition back into the red bone marrow that comes like when you're a little kid. And when you do that, you feel vibrant, you feel fueled with energies, and thus the blood circulation opens up the new muscular system. The new muscular system expands all the way into the skin, into the eyes, into the nervous system, and all that needs to flow together. So the most important transition is actually the transition with the capstone of creation. So the glandular overhaul in the brain brings to the glandular overhaul in the entire body that needs to move with all the vortexes. And so even when you stand still, you feel them move and actually open up as well. The most important portal, that is the portal with the elements, that is the throat center, that opens up and reconnects heart and brain. And thus there is where knowledge opens up, like you start talking and talking and talking from the spark cell, that is your higher selves, and the many levels. So it's actually the opening gate for the entire crown chakra to elevate its pillar of light all the way into the omni beyond with the eternal vibrations. So the body needs that to be prepared in order to feel that expansion going on. And so in the incoming months until the end of the year, that vast transition that tries to waken you to a higher level, taking responsibility, doing what it takes, doing what the divine requests from you, as we all moving back into the body of one. The oneness can only be felt when there's 0.0 judgment, no more opinion, just flowing forward. Flowing forward meaning what doesn't resonate, you don't have any thought about it, you move the other side. And that is leaving behind an ease and grace level everything else, because you will feel and see and know actually when working with the energies of the I Am Presence, that new foundation, working with all the 22 colorations and combinations and moving that up, that opens up like an automatic in new geometrical patterns that weren't even known before. So here is a matter of being very, very open to it. And so also these geometrical patterns serve for your travel throughout universes, and also for a higher purpose in order to open up the levels into bilocation, trilocation, and so forth, because it's part of our essence and it's starting to make sense, because the body will feel lighter and lighter and lighter when incorporating light and light. And that is when you feel your diet will shift like an automatic very, very quickly. You will need lesser and lesser and lesser food. Like I hardly eat anymore. Like I drink juices, teas, water. If I want a bite of something, I just take it. So I go with the flow with what my body requires. At times maybe I need a bit more, so I take a bit more. That is as simple as it can get. So taking that up, and that is getting home, because you will see the light influxes, photonic light, creating the new design that the divine brings through, and only the divine, and only divinely timed. And then when you start to see that, you no longer long to be home, because you will feel that you are home, as we are now destined, for those willing to do the work to get there, to stay on the planet for many, many hundreds of years, because the reincarnation cycle is over and done. That entire project is over and done, right? The closure has been set. It's a matter of purifying, and what we see play out, that's actually a closure to that dark age we have been living. And so removing the self from all that old belief, as I see many people are still in a huge level of stubbornness, resistance, and fear. These three levels holds one back like a million years, I would say. But it's a matter eliminating the old. It's not only friendship members or family members, friendships, people we know through business, colleagues and all that stuff. That is easy. It's a matter of that alignment, doing that, because it's very potent. I have one here that works like magic. In 1 week time, you have huge results. It's a matter of being persistent, do it, to it, and then also allowing the self to really work with the many levels of, I would say, the right way, that is of highest level assistance right now. And that is also because Pluto has been moved back into my sign, Capricorn. So these hard workers, for the last time until it moves for the next 20 years or so into Aquarius, or for a much longer time. And that is the big change announcing here. So from here until the end of the year, it's gonna be massive, because That is that straight detail coming through. The detail, the nudge to move forward, not letting go. People are just so much attached to old clothing, old furniture, old pots and pans, old beliefs in that as well, while having the opportunity to let go of it. I cannot even wear clothing, from last year. When I moved here, I just threw away my entire kitchenware, I would say. So new platters, new cups to drink from everything, and just, that means if you can still drink and wear from the old cup, it means you are not willing to move forward. And many have huge level of judgment upon that. So I leave that to you. You just align up to the divine, because once you let go, once you realize that it's part of the awakening, that whatever you wear, if a t-shirt is 10 years old and you wear it, it has the energies in it. No matter how many times, you can wash it 1,000,000 times. It is connected to those memories. It is connected to people you were connected to that time you were wearing that particular t-shirt, etc. And that goes with everything. And just another example here, most know my son had a severe accident, needed to recover 6 months on a particular coach. Damn, that coach is on the garbage. I don't want to be remembered on that difficult time, So once you start to understand and you are willing to break through that own resistance, just work with breaking that resistance zone, break through the attachment, break through the old beliefs, allow the self to open up a new perspective. That is actually what you need. And you cannot go or move or flow with a new perspective as long as you allow old stuff to be there. And that is my experience from many, many years now, training people into ascension and guiding them, as I give a lot of free support as well for those doing flowing with my online seminars, going all the way. It is not easy at times, but you learn so much. There is so much knowledge of 25 years of experiences into that you cannot possibly fail, because you have something to hold on to. When you have something to hold on to, it's easy to let go, or to not hold on to old stuff, old attachment, old measurements, old things, because if that doesn't match the movement, the vortex of the planet moving into its supreme light, eternal, ascending measurements, then you will leave behind. So there will come a time that spaceships, huge spaceships, they are more than like 50 miles in circumference. That's huge. We cannot possibly fathom this. We cannot imagine it, but it does exist. And many will be lifted to a lesser planet then, or transition to a lesser planet to learn the lessons you have the opportunity to learn right now, taking that responsibility, or just connect straight away to your source. We claim a deeper eternal connectivity. We claim the knowledge about what you need to release, and especially delete anything subconscious, deep subconscious, extreme deep hidden subconsciousness, because everything needs to come to the surface as the planet will surface everything. And so you can make it easy for yourself to acknowledge you are already home. It's a matter of beautifying your own inner home, that is a body, your own inner home, that is the house, the flat, wherever you live, to beautify and match that to living light. You can do that with crystal, you can do that with clearing up all the spaces, you can do that with rearranging your furniture, you can do that with clearing up every closet you have. And so it's worth the work, because every single dirty item in the home that doesn't match can hold you back from moving what is divinely requested. Be in alignment and meditation. Request, invite your divine alignment, listen to the divine, invite your spark self to enter upon your pillar of light far beyond the chakra system, because that is where it breaks you. Just the alignment by itself to move into a pillar of light, then you're already ready to blow beyond anything ego, that is the soul. The soul is pure ego. And then if you move beyond it, you become pure spirit consciousness. If you are pure spirit, your brain expands and expands, and all the doors that remain dormant in the brain will open up, will advise you, will direct you. You'll hear the support, you will channel your own information, and that is when you are here to accept that this is your home and that you're right at the right place at the right time. Reclaiming that environment, you beautify your home, you beautify the inner vessel that is the home with all the living light realms, and you will feel and see the living light waves that entities did become, such as archangels, such as many masters, such as the hierarchy, such as everything in existence. Because the animal kingdom, they already know, they move into victory because it's about time. We started giving them a lot more repair, a lot more attention, starting with not taking food from them, to open up a vessel that can hardly function on animalistic food. It cannot. And still so many on the ladder of ascension still allow it with massive excuses. I'd rather not eat if I cannot have an apple, and that's it. That's it. I mean, I have no opinion, no judgment over there. If you can still have it, then there's a level in the brain that needs to be deleted. It's as easy as that. If you still accept it and you have excuses, there's always good food all around the world to be found. It doesn't mean you never can have anything. If you crave something at times, that's very much okay. It wouldn't crack you if you've done the work already from within, but you will feel that the stomach and the liver will not accept it anymore, because it cannot flow with living light. Dense food, rotten, dense, old animalistic food cannot flow with living light. So with taking it, you have the responsibility to eliminate the essences, because it will not feed the body anymore. So if you eat anything from that department, it needs to be eliminated. Yes, of course, through the intestinal tract, but also from the brain, but also from many other essences in the blood, in the blood circulation and so forth. So it's a lot of work when you do. And of course, there is a balancing procedure as well. So once aligned, we move into the eternal, ethereal vibrations, in which light particles start to flow like, hey, I want to become a living light wave, and have fun with that. That's all available to you, for everybody. I mean, there's no chosen one. We are all chosen if doing the work and accepting, respecting that you are already home. If you flow in the level of acceptance, receptivity, respect, humility, and peace, then you will know that you will refine your inner embodiment in the first place, refining your diet, refining the intake of mentality, refining the emotional body, transitioning that into the higher senses, and having that knowledge, because you know it's easy to do these days. At least I do offer these upgrades all of the time, and I bring that through as well to many newsletters if you're interested. So for now, I actually have that free alignment every week on Monday, 7 p.m. European time. We'll give a light code through how to work with a light code, so you become aware what it does, and so that Zoom aligned meditation through a light code can transition massively with you if allowing it, and again doing the work. So the masses, at least the one thing that needs to be eliminated, that is very, very important, is the laziness. Laziness, feeling tired is an excuse. Upgrade your fitness. Even if you come home from a very stressful job, the first thing you do, go for a run for an hour, take a shower, and then most people just want to sit into the couch. And like, if you, once you start out your light embodiment, your environment, your I am presence, opening up, you get more and more and more and more and more energy, and you defeat, because the old worlds that tried to break you will not be able to enter you anymore. So right now what we witness is actually that whatever negativity density that you pull out will be reflected back to you immediately. And many people are experiencing this, not knowing what to do. Alignment is everything. Alignment, align, deleted from the self, it is deleted in the outside world. So that's all there is to it. And we will find as well that many, you know, old connection are going to leave by the masses right now. And that is just because the great transition is upon us. And we are already home. All the masters are here, and you will see them if you done the work and you have liquefied the self enough into living light particles to open up the third, fourth, fifth eye, and to see in 360 degrees transference. And then starts the measurements of cooperation, collaboration, because they will be asking you to set in crystalline grids to take care of certain things on the planet. As many places on the planet where people live, they shouldn't live, and many earth places should be water places, and many water places should be, you know, with the earth. So that transition with the platonic plates is also going on, and so much more. So let's rejoice in being home, reclaiming your next level from the fifth into the sixth dimension, and then reclaim to make that bridge, allowing the self that knowledge through what it takes for you on a daily level to make it what you need to delete, especially subconsciousness level, and remaining in light. So not allowing dense conversations, dense connectivities, all beliefs, and that old backpack on your back that makes it like crumbling and feeling so tired. So that's what I have for you for now. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope I helped you a little bit in understanding that. And if you want to take part of that free Monday sessions, then there's a link down there. You can register for free. So thank you so much. See you in the next